Good morning, students. Welcome to day 10 of Python programming course. Today's topic is tuples. So we are going to look at Python tuples, okay? Well, the definition for tuple and then the benefits of it, the differences between tuples and lists, followed by the methods and different operations that are possible with the tuples. So we are going to see all these, okay? And also we are going to deal with list comprehension today, okay? So the last 2 days we were dealing with lists. List is one of the important topic in Python. So we are yet to complete list comprehension topic alone. So I'll be dealing with list comprehension also today. We will be posting the assignment link in the chat box today. Don't worry. Okay, already we have shared that to the Telegram group. That is why we did not mail that to you people. Today we are going to post that. Don't worry. At least 2 or 3 times we'll be posting that. So you can copy it and save it. Okay. And regarding the assignments, Wednesday will be the deadline mark. You'll have to complete, you all have to submit the assignment on or before Wednesday. I'll be discussing the answers after that. Don't worry. And few have raised questions about telling that the questions are incomplete. It is not about the questions are incomplete. That is how the questions will be for the programming papers. Okay. So based on the while condition or for condition given to you, you'll have to pick the answer if it is valid. That is how the question is. We need not write the entire program in the question and give the choices to you. Okay, I'll discuss all the answers. Don't worry. Okay, so if you have answered and submitted, it is okay, good. I'll discuss the answers. So only after all of them submit, I can discuss the answers. So Wednesday is the deadline. Might be if everyone submits it before 11 o'clock on Wednesday, I'll be discussing that after the class, if not on Thursday. Okay, so let us get into today's topic, tuples. Assignment link is posted in the chat, ma. It is from RIT Outreach. Okay, RIT Outreach. We have posted the assignment link. So today's session is all about tuples. Okay, so we have already learned what is Python tuple when we learned about the Python data types itself. It is a collective type where we are going to store more than one value under a single name. So I'm going to have a collection of values stored under one single name. So tuple is just like a list. See, I can compare the tuple to be a list except with two factors. So we have already discussed those two differences also. So again, let me give you the definition for tuples. Tuples is a collection of elements separated by commas and enclosed within parentheses, okay, or round brackets. Okay, so tuple is a collection of elements of different types separated by commas and enclosed within round brackets. So here I'm going to have a collection of values. So it is a collective data type, isn't it? So that is the first point. The second point to be noted here is round brackets or parentheses are used to store the multiple values. Okay, that is allowed. Again, it is optional. I'll tell you the example. I'll give you the examples also. You can even ignore this round brackets. If you're going to have a collection of values separated by commas and without any brackets, also it is called as tuple only. The interpreter understands that way only. Okay, so if it is list, if you want to specifically mention it as a list, you'll have to go with square brackets. If it is tuples, it is round brackets. If you miss to give the brackets, then it is considered to be tuple in Python. Okay, so elements are of different types. So multiple values, a collection of values, and these values are stored in round brackets or parentheses, and then all these are of different types. Okay, so these are the points, followed by one important point is tuples are immutable. Okay, immutable, or otherwise they are called as immutable list. This because we all know, see, list is a collection of values of different types. Tuple is also with the same parameter only. So when I say immutable list, it is always tuple only. Okay, immutable, which means the values once stored will not be modified at all. So when I create a tuple, I cannot modify the tuple later. So once it is created, it is going to hold those values only. Okay, so tuple can be converted into lists and lists can be converted into tuple. This is also to be understood. This might be an interview question, whether it is possible to convert a tuple into a list or list into a tuple. So either way is possible. Okay, you can check that. We'll check that in the shell mode now. Okay. Then, so this is how we convert. Okay. So methods, we have list. List is a predefined method, isn't it? So what is this for? To convert convert the input into the list type. So look at the example, ma. The second column, A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is given in round brackets or parentheses. So this is stored in the name called as A. What data type is this A variable? So this Python object is of type tuple because I have a collection of values and then put inside parentheses. So it is tuple. So in the next line, A is equal to list of A. See, on either side, I have A. Don't mind about this. Focus on the right hand side if it is an assignment statement. So list of A. What is list of A, ma? List is a predefined function. It is going to convert the given input into list type. What is the given input? Fed A as input to list. So it is going to consider A and it is going to convert A into type list. And it is stored in which name? A only. Okay. Now print A and so now list will be printed because what is stored in A recently? The list which was got from the original tuple A. So A1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all these are put in square brackets. So this is how I convert a tuple into list. How do you convert the list into tuple? So like we have the predefined function list, we also have the predefined function tuple. Okay, tuple round brackets. I've already told, whenever you have a program element followed by a parenthesis, it refers to function, isn't it? Or method. So here we have A is equal to 1 to 5, which is in square brackets. So it is a list. So I'm converting this by using the tuple method. Tuple of A. So it gets converted into tuple and it gets stored onto the name A. See, in the assignment second line, A is equal to B is equal to L is equal to it is all your wish. I'm just using the same name. Okay. So print of A, I'm getting the value. So it has been converted into tuple. So to convert anything into list, I should use the predefined function list. That day we saw examples of converting list, it means string into list, isn't it? List of within double quotes A B A comma B or list create ago. Same logic here. Instead of string, I'm using tuples. Tuples are converted into lists and lists are converted into tuples. Look at the screen once. So benefits of tuples. So if a user wants to protect the data from accidental changes, tuples are used. Why is this? I've already told tuples are immutable, which means I will not be allowed to change the values. So if the user wants to protect the data from accidental changes, so the user wants the data to be the same. He does not want it to be modified. So in that case, you can go with tuples. That is why I was giving Aadhaar card as example, Aadhaar number as example of the tuples. If you want to store the Aadhaar number of 10 people, you can use tuples rather than the list because tuples will not allow you to modify the values. Anyways, we are not going to change, isn't it? So then tuples can be used as keys in dictionaries. Okay. So we are going to use tuples as dictionary keys. Why? Because in dictionary, keys are immutable. I cannot change the keys, but I can change the values. So as I cannot change the keys, I cannot use list. I can use only tuples for keys. So keys are integer use panna, string use panna, all the atomic type use panna. But sequence type or collective type I'm allowed to use string, I'm allowed to use tuples, but I will not be allowed to use lists. Lists are modifiable. That's the dictionary. Okay. I'll give you many more examples when you are going to look at dictionaries. Okay. So these are the operations on tuples. So indexing is allowed, slicing is allowed, concatenation, repetition, membership, and comparison. So you all know what is indexing. What is the indexing operator that we have learned? Square brackets, isn't it? Square bracket within which I'm going to place the index or the offset. That is what is indexing. When you look at the second operation, it is slicing. How do you write the slicing? What is the slicing operator? You're going to have the square brackets and within which you're going to have the colon. Colon is necessary. Without colon, the interpreter understands that to be only of index operator. அப்ப நீங்க colon கொடுக்க போறீங்க. உள்ள இருக்க values, it is optional. So depending on the values you are going to give it, you will be receiving the answer. But then you'll have to have the square brackets and then colon. That is how the slicing operator is being set in the rule. Then concatenation plus symbol, repetition asterisk or star symbol, membership operator. So we have in and not in. So why do we talk about the membership here? Because tuple is going to have a collection of values. I'm going to check whether a particular value is present inside the tuple or not. So if I'm going to have a tuple called as 10, 20, 30, I can check whether 40 is available in the tuple, whether I can check 10 is available in the tuple or not. So for this, I'll be using the membership. Already I've told on the right hand side, I'll be having the multiple values or collective type. On the left hand side, I'll be having the value to be checked. Okay, then comparison, I'm going to check whether the given two tuples are same or not. How do we compare? Comparison operator ma is equal to. Okay. So these are the operations. First, we should know how to create a tuple. Only then we can go with the operations, isn't it? So how to create a tuple? Like we saw the different ways of creating the list. We are going to see the different ways of creating the tuple. So look at the screen. The first I've given, the first example, A is equal to empty parenthesis, which means I've created a tuple. Okay. No items in it, then I've created a tuple. So the structure is there. Based on that only the data type is decided, isn't it? So A is equal to empty parenthesis. So that refers the empty tuple. Then when you look at the second line, A is equal to 50, which means I've populated one value onto the tuple named A. So I have one integer value called as 50 stored. Then A is equal to CSE. CSE, it should be within quotes, okay? It is a string, so it should be within quotes. Then when you look at the fourth example, we have 20, 40, 60 apple and ball. So which means I'm having 5 items in this, isn't it? 5 elements or 5 items. The first 3 items are of integer type and the second 2 items are of string type. Okay. So it is a collection of values of different data types. Yes, it is allowing mixer type. Okay, as per the definition. See, all these should be separated by commas. Make sure that you give the you follow the proper syntax. Only then the statement will be a valid statement and then the interpreter understands it and it accepts it. If not, it will throw an error. So I've created all these with the name A. So when you try to print A after the fourth line, it will throw only the last recent value, 20, 40, 60 apple and ball. Okay. So if you want, you can use tuple 1, tuple 2, tuple 3 and tuple 4 different names. Okay. If you want to retain all the values. So these are the different ways of creating the tuple. The other way is using the tuple method that we saw just before. Okay. So once the tuple is created, I can do the operations on it. See, I've already told tuples are immutable, but I'm going to do the operation and get the answer directly on the screen. Okay. I will not reflect all these changes on the tuple. I will not be allowed to change the values. But then if I want to take a portion of the tuple, yes, I'm allowed by using the slicing operator. If I want to pick a particular value from the tuple, yes, I can do it with the help of indexing. If I want to join 2 tuples, yes, it is allowed because I have concatenation. If in the result எங்க ஸ்டோர் ஆகும் பாத்தீங்கன்னா yet another tuple ஸ்டோர் ஆகும் இல்லனா நமக்கு டைரக்டா ரிசல்ட் பிரிண்ட் பண்ற மாதிரி தான் இருக்கும். Okay, so let's see. Indexing print of A of 0. What is in A now? 20, 40, 60 apple and ball. Okay, so print of A of 0. In the print statement, I put some expression. I've already told I can have a value directly, I can have a variable, or I can have an expression. Whichever I have, that will be evaluated to a value and that value will be printed. Okay, without quotes in the logic. I can have a value directly, variable or expression. Anyways, that would be evaluated to a value and that value gets printed. A of 0. So you all know what is the square bracket stands for, ma? Index operator, and I place the index or the offset there. What is that? 0. So you all know the positioning indexing starts from 0 and ends at n minus 1. So what is at indexing 0? We have the value called as 20, isn't it? So 20 will be the answer for this. Print of 20. What happens when you give print of 20? 20 has to be printed on the screen. So I get the answer. So A of 2. If A of 2 print how is that I'm getting? Because I'm using this in shell mode. Shell mode learning a print and answer. If not, if you're going to give the expression or variable or value, it will throw the answer directly. Okay. In script mode program use the print statement kandipa kudukanum. A of 2. What is A of 2? Index 2. Second value index 2 value, which means what? Third element. 0, 1, 2. 60 is the answer. Then this is all about indexing. Okay, so you can go with negative indexing, positive indexing, slicing. Print of A of 1:3. See, A is a tuple name. You should always give the name properly because I might have any number of tuples in my program. So A is the tuple that I'm looking for. Then I have the square bracket, then 1:3. What is 1:3? I should start from the indexing 1 and stop at which position? Indexing? I should stop at index 2. Okay. So starting from index 1 is 40. Then I should stop at index 2, this place. So 40 and 60 will be the answer. So when you look at this, yes, we have got the answer 40 and 60. Concatenation. Here I have B is equal to 2, 4. Look at this. B is equal to 2, 4. It is of type tuple only. How do we justify this? 2, 4 values are separated by commas. So multiple values are there, and then put them in the round brackets or parentheses. So B is of type tuple. Now I can concatenate because A is of type tuple and B is also of type tuple. So I can join them. So print A plus B. So what happens here? I will not be allowed to add values in it because I might have string values also. Again, this is not for addition. When I give a plus operator, plus symbol between two tuples, two lists or two strings, then it is only for concatenation. So it is 20, 40, 60 apple ball. So I'll be retaining all the values from A, followed by I'll be adding the values of, or I'll be including the values of B, 2, 4. So how many elements will be there in the resultant tuple? There will be 7 values because in A it was 5 items, B it was 2 items. So the resultant tuple will hold 7 items. Even after this step, if you want to print tuple A, only 5 values will be there. If you want to print tuple B, only 2 values will be there. Okay. So next, repetition. So when you look at the repetition operator, you all know repetition, I should have the value on one type. Okay, the value on one side. The other side, I'm going to have the integer. String the integer in the string repetition. List the integer in the list repetition. Here we are going to have tuple and then the integer. And the integer is going to decide on the number of times the particular tuple has to be repeated. So here I have print of B into 2. I've already defined B in the previous slide. See, 2, 4. B into 2, which means B has to be repeated twice. The tuple B has to be repeated twice. So I'll be having 2, 4 and then followed by 2, 4. So first I'll be writing it once and then the second time the same tuple will be repeated and that will be put in round brackets or parentheses because it is of type tuple, isn't it? So that particular type will be retained. Srinidhi is asking me to teach the slicing again. Srinidhi, look at the statement print of A of 1:3. What is 1:3 is? I should see this is the starting criteria and this one is a stopping point. So starting index is 1 and the stopping index is this one, but I should not include it. I should stop with the index before this. So I should stop with the index 2. Start with index 1 and stop at index 2. So at index 1, I have 40. At index 2, I have 60. That is why I've got the answer 40 and 60. Index 0 20 irukku, index 1 40 irukku, 40 kondu varen and index 2 60 irukku. That is how I've got the answer. Okay, now coming back to our concept. I'll address the doubts at the end of the class. Okay. A is equal to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is how it is given. So it is just a user defined a tuple here and the name of it is A, 5 in A. So when you encounter the keyword in and not in, you understand that it is a membership operator, isn't it? The interpreter will understand because it has that defined the language. So 5 in A. I'm going to check whether 5 is a member of the tuple A. Yes, of course it is a member. It is present, isn't it? So true. 100 in A. Check whether 100 is a member of A. No, 100 is not present, so false. 2 not in A. So this is important. You might be able to answer for the first two things. The last one is always we miss to write the proper answers for this. See, 2 not in A. 2 is already member. I'm checking. I'm telling 2 is not a member in A. So it is false because 2 is a member of the tuple A. Okay. So make sure that you give the proper answer when you encounter the not in. Not. In comparison, I've defined A. So this is all about membership. So when you look at the comparison operator, I've defined the tuples A and B. And then I'm going to use the equality sign. A equal to B. Don't use single is equal to. If you use single is equal to, then it means the assignment operator. You don't use that. We are doing the comparison here. So A is equal to B. So when you have this, we are going to check the values in tuple A are same as values in tuple B. Okay, if they have the same number of items and same values, then it will return true. See, in our case, see, 2, 3, 4 is there in A, but then I do have 5 to 10 also. That is not, see, A and B are not equal. They do not have the same set of values, isn't it? So it is false. So in the other one, I put A not equal to B. Yes, of course, they are not equal, so true. So these are the simple operations. So when you look at the tuple methods, see, unlike in lists, we may not have all the methods that we saw in lists to be in tuples because tuples are immutable, whereas lists are mutable. I can change the values in the list. Okay. So list size assignment list. Those are not allowed here because I cannot assign a value. I cannot replace the value. I cannot remove value, or I cannot even add a value to the tuple, which is already created because tuples are immutable. So நம்ம பார்த்த அந்த slice assignment எல்லாம் இருக்குல்ல, அந்த slice operation on the left side and the values on the right side, those are not allowed in the tuples. Okay. So, but then we do have few methods in tuples. We are going to look at that. Say, for example, if I want to know the minimum value inside the tuple, minimum value, maximum value, counting the number of values, or count a particular character or particular string or particular number. இதெல்லாம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா நம்மளுக்கு எதுவுமே சேஞ்ச் பண்ண போறதில்ல tuple already information இருக்கு. அந்த இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் பத்தி நம்ம தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறதுக்காக we have all these methods. Okay. So let's see. A dot index of tuple. How do you write this is, see, tuple name. Okay. Then index of, and then you're going to have the value. It is not the tuple, it is the tuple value here. Okay. So look at the examples now. A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what is the tuple name? A is a tuple name here. That is why I've used A dot here. Okay. So here I put tuple, that those are the values that are to be dealt with. So look at the example. A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I've created a tuple with 5 items. Okay. A dot index. What is A here? Tuple name. Index in my list, list name dot the method name list dot sort of, isn't it? Same logic. Tuple name dot, what is the method that we are dealing with? Index. Index கொடுக்கிறோம். Index meaning என்னன்னா நம்ம ஒரு ஐட்டம் கொடுப்போம், அதோட இண்டெக்ஸை நம்ம வந்து ஃபைண்ட் பண்ண போறோம். See, இவ்வளவு நாள் நம்ம இண்டெக்ஸை கொடுத்துட்டு இண்டெக்ஸிங்ல என்ன பண்ணுவோம்? ஸ்கொயர் பிராக்கெட்ஸ் தான் இண்டெக்ஸ் கொடுக்கிறோம். See, A of 0 கொடுக்கும்போது index 0 இருக்க வேல்யூ ரெட்ரீவ் பண்ணுவோம் இல்லையா? இப்போ now I'm going to give the value. Okay, item value கொடுக்க போறேன், and I'm going to check at which index it is present. Okay, so A dot index of 5 na 5 is the item name here, tuple item. Okay, so அந்த item எங்க இருக்கு, எந்த பொசிஷன்ல இருக்கு, எந்த இண்டெக்ஸிங்ல இருக்குன்னு பார்க்கணும். So where is this 5 located at? Index 4, because 0 1 2 3 4. Okay. So it returns the index. So this particular method helps in returning the index of the item that is put in the statement. Okay, then A dot count. If A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A dot count, not tuple name dot method name. Same logic. Tuple name dot method name, bracket 3, meaning I'm just finding the count of the given element. What is the element that I have placed here? 3. Okay, so 3 எவ்வளவு டைம் வந்து என்னோட tuple இருக்குன்னு பார்க்கறேன். Number of occurrences of 3. Okay, so it occurs only once, so answer is 1. Suppose if I put 5,3, then it is twice, isn't it? Then I'll get the answer 2. It is just the number of occurrences of 3 that is brought here. Then length of the tuple, minimum of a tuple, maximum of a tuple, and deleting a particular tuple. So length of A, what is in A? 5 items are there. So it is going to return the length of the tuple. Length of the tuple, number of items in the tuple. So answer is 5. Min of A, what is min? To find the minimum value that is present in A. Okay. What is the minimum value that is present in A? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. So I'll get the answer 1. Maximum value 5. See, it is not just because it is in sorted order I'm getting the result. Ninga unsorted vechirunda kuda, you will get the answer because it takes a minimum value and returns that to us. Either logic it is already written in the language. It is a predefined function. Okay. So these are predefined methods which have the definition already in the language. Then del of A. What is del of A? Deleting the tuple. If I want to delete a particular tuple, I can go and delete it. See, I'm not talking about removing elements, adding elements because tuples are immutable. So strictly follow the methods that you have learned. Okay. Don't try to use those methods that you have learned for the list. If you want, you can explore. Okay. Anyways, for the exams where you are not given with the interpreter or compiler, make sure that you have learned and you use only those methods. Okay. Delete the entire tuple. So these are few of the methods that are available in tuple. Now we are going to see the okay, Vignesh, you want me to explain this? See, Irma, A is a tuple, isn't it? I have 5 items. A dot index of 5 na in the tuple number index find index, the given element here is 5. I'm just looking for the index where this element 5 is present. See, நீங்க ஒரு ரெண்டு டைம் எனக்கு வந்து 5 வருது என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க? It will return the first occurrence. First time எங்க 5 வருதோ அதோட இண்டெக்ஸ் எனக்கு ரிட்டர்ன் பண்ணும். சரியா? அப்ப A dot index of 5 னா 5 எங்க இருக்கு? எந்த இண்டெக்ஸ்ல இருக்கு? 0 1 2 3 4. இண்டெக்ஸ் 4ல இருக்கு. Tuple assignment. So when we talk about tuple assignment, it is just like the normal assignment statement we have. We are going to have the values on the right hand side and variable on the left hand side. What is the variable that we are using here? It is a tuple name, isn't it? So we are going to have the tuple name on the left hand side and the values on the right hand side. Okay. So we have already learned that multiple assignments are allowed in Python, isn't it? How is that? It is because of the tuple concept only. Now I'll tell you the difference. See, I've already told that if I have multiple values separated by commas, if I have it in square brackets, it is list, isn't it? If I have it as an item pair and it is put in curly braces, it is dictionary, isn't it? If I have the multiple values, collection of values and put in within quotes, quotation, then it is string. What if I have multiple values separated by commas and put within parentheses, it is tuple. But even if I ignore the round brackets or parentheses also, it is called as tuple only. That was the point I told in the beginning of the class, isn't it? That is the reason we are able to have this multiple assignment in Python. Multiple assignment every popping a say for example, A, B, C is equal to 1, 2, 3 in pathom. எனக்கு single value நான் store பண்ண முடியும் இல்ல multiple values to multiple variables store பண்ண முடியும் இல்ல multiple values on one single name store பண்ணலாம். If I have a multiple values stored in one single name, it is collective type. அந்த collective type தான் tuple list எல்லாம் பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கோம். இந்த மாதிரி collective type பார்க்கும்போது எனக்கு வந்து parenthesis யூஸ் பண்ணாலும் tuple தான். If I ignore the parenthesis also, it refers to tuple only. That is how the interpreter understands. So let us see the examples in the shell mode now. See, as a multiple assignment in Python use tuple, it is also called as tuple assignment. Okay. The main use here is I can swap the values of two variables without using the third variable. So tuple helps me in that. And also for returning multiple values, I use tuple. For assigning multiple values, I use tuple concept. So we are going to see that. So look at this. Swapping using a temporary variable. This is how we normally do. A is equal to 20, B is equal to 50. And then we have the equation also, that is another method. But if you want to swap it, there is a easier way, temp A and B. See, this is how I swap it. Now at last I get the value swap. A will hold the value 50 and B will hold the value 20. So this is how we normally do, isn't it? But in Python, look at the right hand side, ma. Simultaneously, I can do this. C A is equal to 20, B is equal to 50, A comma B is equal to B comma A. See, B value gets stored onto A and A value gets stored onto B. It is done simultaneously at the same time. That is why we are able to swap the two values. And that is how we get the updated values. In other languages, this is not allowed. What happens here is in other languages, see, A comma B is equal to B comma A unga valid kadiyadhu. Apdi irundha enna agum solren. B oda value A la store agudama. Yes, apdi A la enna irukku? B oda value தான் இருக்கும். செகண்ட் என்ன பண்ணும், சீக்வென்ஷியலா இது ஸ்டோர் ஆகுது. அப்ப A value gets stored onto B. A ல இப்போதைக்கு என்ன வேல்யூ இருக்கு? B ஓட வேல்யூ. அப்போ A லயும் B ஓட வேல்யூ தான் இருக்கும், B லயும் B ஓட வேல்யூ தான் இருக்கும். So we don't use this kind of a method. We use this. நமக்கு ஒரு தேர்ட் வேரியபிள் வரணும்னு இப்படி யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம். அப்பதான் நமக்கு லாஜிக் ஒழுங்கா இருக்கும், desired result கிடைக்கும். Whereas in tuple it is possible because it is done simultaneously at the same time. இந்த மாதிரி B ஓட வேல்யூ A க்கு ஸ்டோர் ஆகுது, A ஓட வேல்யூ B ல ஸ்டோர் பண்ண முடியும். So this is how we do in Python using tuples. So only because of tuples this is allowed. இங்க பாருங்க, இங்க round brackets யூஸ் பண்ணா இந்த round brackets ignore பண்ணாலும் you'll get the answer. Let's see. See, A is equal to 10, okay? B is equal to 20. A comma B. I'm going to run this code. So I've got 20 and 10. See, what is the program that I've written? I'm trying to print the value of A and B. What is in A? 10, isn't it? But I've got 20. How is that? Because the third line has helped me in swapping the values. A comma B, B comma A, it is nothing but the tuple that is involved here. See, bracket. When you have the bracket, what does it mean? It is a tuple, isn't it? Apna brackets I'm getting the answer. Meaning the interpreter understands that to be of tuple type only. This should be understood. நீங்க இவ்வளவு நேரம் பாக்கும்போது A comma B is equal to B comma A பைத்தான்ல யூஸ் பண்றோம், அது ரூல்ல இருக்கு அதனால ஃபாலோ பண்றோம்னு நினைச்சிருப்பீங்க. பட் இன்டர்பிரட்டர் எப்படி அதை அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணா, A comma B is a tuple is equal to B comma A, அது ஒரு tuple, இந்த tuple அசைன் பண்றோம். The values are getting assigned onto these variables. Okay, so this is how it is being done. Swapping is made simpler by using the tuples. Okay, see, look on the right hand side. Whenever we have the assignment operator, we should focus on the right hand side. On the right hand side, what is the first value we have? B's value. What is B's value? 20. 20 has to be stored onto left hand side variable, isn't it? Left hand side la first variable la store panna mudiyum based on the position. So this 20 gets stored onto the variable A. Okay, then comma, then I have A. Now right hand side la enna use pannala adala values da. So I'm just looking for A's value. What is A's value? 10. 10 gets stored onto B. So A will have 20, B will have 10. Okay. So when I print A and B, I'll get 20 and 10. This is how swapping is done. C la idu possible kadiyadu. C la enakku temporary variable use panni da aganum. In Python it is allowed because we have the tuples here. Yes, Darshini, when this is used in functions also it works. So multiple assignments, when you look at this multiple assignments, A comma B comma C is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3. See, I've purposely put the brackets here so that you remember this as tuple assignment. If you're not going to have the brackets on either side, you might think that A, B, C are variables and you have these 1, 2 and 3 as normal atomic values, isn't it? See, put the brackets mentioning that this is the tuple assignment. These multiple assignment is possible, swapping without the third variable is possible, and returning multiple values inside the function is all possible only because of the Python data type called as tuples. Okay. Now print A, I'll get the answer 1. Print B 2, print C 3. Okay. So we have seen that swapping is allowed and then multiple assignments is allowed. Okay. Now let's look at the functions now. Tuple as a return value. Okay, so a tuple is a comma separated sequence of items. It is just the definition that is given here. It is created with or without round brackets. So this has to be understood. In the very first class, I was telling about this. I even showed an example. So when I did not have the brackets also, that was considered to be tuple. Many asked why it did not consider that to be list. I told that it is because of the rule. Yes, when I have multiple values without square brackets, it is not list. But if I have a multiple values without round brackets, it considers that to be of tuple only. So I can go with round brackets, parentheses, or without that also. Anyways, interpreter will understand that to be tuple. If we want a function to return more than one value, then we can use tuple in the return statement. Understand this line? Usually, a function can have the return statement or it can ignore it, because return statement is always optional, isn't it? When you have a return statement in the function, those functions are called as fruitful functions. These are the topics that we have already learned. அப்ப ரிட்டர்ன் பண்ணும்போது இவ்வளவு நேரம் என்ன பண்ணிருந்தோம்? அடிஷன் or any logic factorial என்ன பண்ணாலும் return the factorial value. அப்ப வந்து 3 factorial 6 இல்லனா addition முடிச்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் அதோட ரிசல்ட் என்ன பண்ணாலும் last I was getting one value and I was returning it, isn't it? நார்மலி நம்ம C++ தான் படிச்சவங்களும் பார்த்துப்பீங்க. ரிட்டர்ன் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ல ஒரு வேல்யூ தான் ரிட்டர்ன் பண்ணுவோம். எக்ஸ்பிரஷன் இருக்கலாம், வேரியபிள் இருக்கலாம், வேல்யூ இருக்கலாம். லாஸ்ட் ஒரு வேல்யூ தான் அங்க இருக்கும், ஒரு வேல்யூ தான் ரிட்டர்ன் பண்ணிருப்போம். whereas in Python I can return multiple values. I can return more than one value. How is it possible? I'm going to return a tuple. Tuple எவ்வளவு values வேணாலும் இருக்கலாம் இல்லையா? So let's see that. So one example is this. I'm getting two values. Okay, two values from the user. நான் என்ன பண்றது? ஃபங்க்ஷன்ல எழுதிருக்கேன் கோட். இது என்ன புரோட்டோடைப் யாரா சொல்லுங்க. See, I have df keyword, okay, div, so it is a function definition here. So when you look at this line, r comma q is equal to div of a comma b, இது என்னது மாதிரி function call, user defined function define பண்ணிருக்கேன், call பண்றேன். So what will be the first line that gets executed? df removes, that portion will be skipped off, isn't it? So which line will be executed first? This line. A is equal to int of input of enter a value. So it gets a value from the user. Okay, let us assume that the user has typed 4. Look at the right hand side screen. I've got 4 from the user. Then b is equal to int of input of enter b value. So user has typed 3. Okay, 4 and 3 type பண்ணிருக்காங்க இப்போதைக்கு சரியா? So 4 gets stored onto a, 3 gets stored onto b. A and b value define பண்ணியாச்சுமா? Then r comma q is equal to div of a comma b. I've already told I can have the function call on the left hand side or right hand side. Usually எப்போ left hand side வைப்போம்னா அங்க நமக்கு print statement அங்கேயே இருந்ததுன்னா, அங்க written statement இருந்ததுன்னா function definitionல நான் function call right hand side வைக்கணும் இல்ல print statementல வைக்கணும். I repeat this, whenever your function has a written statement, make sure that you give the function call on the right hand side. ஏன்னா ஒரு வேல்யூ ரிட்டர்ன் ஆக போகுது, அந்த வேல்யூவை நீங்க ரைட் ஹேண்ட் சைடு வாங்கிட்டு லெஃப்ட் ஹேண்ட் சைடுல இதுல ஒரு வேரியபிளை ஸ்டோர் பண்ணலாம். that is one way. The other way is டைரக்டா ஃபங்க்ஷன் கால்ல பிரிண்ட் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ல வைக்கலாம். எதனாலனா வேல்யூ ரிட்டர்ன் ஆக போதா, நீங்க பிரிண்ட் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்க்குள்ள ஃபங்க்ஷன் வச்சீங்க என்ன ஆகும், அந்த பிளேஸ்ல ரிட்டர்ன் ஆகும், டைரக்டா பிரிண்ட் பண்ணலாம். ஓகே, சோ ஹியர் ஐ ஹேவ் தி ரிட்டர்ன் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட். சோ ரைட் ஹேண்ட் சைடுல எனக்கு ஃபங்க்ஷன் கால் இருக்கு. ஓகே, இந்த லைன் பாத்தீங்கன்னா இட் இஸ் an assignment statement, so we should focus on the right hand side. On the right I have the function call. So whenever the function call gets executed, the control will be transferred to the definition part and definition has to be executed. So definition என்ன இருக்குமா, இங்க div of a comma b னா மீனிங் என்ன, a comma b பாஸ் ஆகல, div of 4 comma 5, isn't it? Function call arguments gets passed. What are the arguments we have? 4 comma 3. Okay, 4 will be assigned to a, 3 will be assigned to b. Okay, now get into it. R is equal to a mod b. Okay, இது நார்மல் ஆபரேஷன். நமக்கு தெரியும் மாடுலஸ் ஆபரேஷன் மீனிங் என்னன்னு. a mod b னா 4 modulus 3. So what is the remainder that we have? Modulus னா remainder தான் எடுக்கணும். What is the remainder? 1. So r is equal to 1. 1 gets stored onto r. Then q is equal to a double slash b. What kind of a division is this? It is integer division. So 4 divided by 3 நம்மளுக்கு என்ன வருதுன்னா 1 point something வருது. But in that I'm going to crop only the integer part. Integer division na A divided by இது வந்து டிவிஷன் தான். இன்டீஜர் டிவிஷன் என்ன பண்ண போகுதுன்னா இந்த டிவிஷன் ரிசல்ட்ல உள்ள இன்டீஜர் பார்ட்டை மட்டும் எனக்கு எடுத்துக்கும். சரியா? So 4 divided by 3. What is 4 divided by 3? 1 point something. So அந்த பாயிண்ட்க்கு அப்புறம் இருக்கிறது இக்னோர் பண்ணிடணும். ஓகே, ஃபிராக்ஷனல் பார்ட் வரக்கூடாது. இன்டீஜர் என்னது 1. So 1 gets stored onto Q. அப்ப எனக்கு ரிமைண்டர் 1, கோஷன்ட் 1. ஓகே, இப்போ என்ன பண்ண போறேன்? ரிட்டர்ன் ஆஃப் இந்த ரிட்டர்ன் ஸ்பேஸும் நீங்க கொடுக்கலாம். ரிட்டர்ன் ஸ்பேஸ் அந்த எக்ஸ்பிரஷன் ஆர் வேரியபிள் கொடுக்கலாம், இல்ல பிராக்கெட்ஸும் கொடுக்கலாம். சரியா? ரிட்டர்ன் ஆஃப் பிராக்கெட்ல r, q. இது என்ன பண்ணுனா this is understood as tuple. இதுக்கு தெரியாது இது வந்து எவ்வளவு வேல்யூஸ் பாஸ் பண்றோம்லாம் இன்டர்பிரட்டருக்கு தெரியாது. It understands this to be tuple. அப்ப tuple எவ்வளவு ஐட்டம்ஸ் இருக்கோ all items will get transferred. So here I have two items, so r, q. Check whether r and q are already found. Yes, 1, 1 that is passed on here. So right hand side la 1, 1 வருது. So எனக்கு two values வரதுனால on the left hand side I have two variables to get that. So r la 1, q la 1 வந்துருச்சு. Print reminder r quotient. Okay. So we'll see this program. Okay, I'll run this code and show it to you. நீங்க வேற வேரியபிள் யூஸ் பண்ணாலும் வேற வேரியபிள் நேம் யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம், ப்ராப்ளம் இல்ல. இங்க பாருங்க, இங்க r, q இருக்கிறதுனால இங்க I'm using re and qu. Okay, don't mind. It is just the values that get transferred. Okay. So the first thing that gets executed by the interpreter is this. A value, it is going to get it from the user. B value is got from the user, and then the function call gets executed, because of which the definition gets executed. Two values are passed on the right hand side. Those two values are stored on r and q. First value r means second value q la dhaan store agum. Then I am printing it, reminder and quotient only. சரியா? Let's see. Now I'll give 5 and 2. Let's check what happens. Reminder 1, quotient 2. Correct? Quotient எனக்கு என்ன 2.5, but then எனக்கு இங்க அங்க கொடுத்திருக்கிறது வந்து integer division கொடுத்திருக்கேன். So 0.5 will be cropped. So integer part மட்டும் தான் எனக்கு வரும். So this is how it gets done. அப்போ see, because of the tuple only I'm able to pass more than one value. I'm able to return more than one value from the function. Okay. Now another example. So I said I can pass multiple values. I mean, I can return multiple values, isn't it? Here I'm trying to find the biggest and the smallest number in a tuple. Tuple inga directly na inga assign pannitama. Okay, small comma big is equal to or function name kodukra min max nu solli. Seriya? So this is a function call. Min underscore max is a function call of a nu kodukra, which means what? This tuple is being transferred. Tuple transfer pandra. So tuple can be passed as argument to the function. This is a point to be noted. See, a is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay, so that is passed here. Min comma, see, min underscore max is a function call. What is being passed? A value. What is a? Tuple. The tuple items are passed here and it is received. And here I'm calculating the small value and the big value. How do you find the small value? Like a logic here, when I have the predefined function min of a, the minimum value will be picked and it will be stored, because min, this max are the predefined methods we have. So I found the smallest value and the biggest value. I'm returning them using the return statement, and appenga receive aguma and the function call receive agum. So that is stored onto the variable small and big. I'm just printing them. இங்கே எனக்கு multiple values return பண்றது பத்தியும் சொல்றேன். Tuple is passed as the function argument. அதையும் சொல்லியாச்சு. Swappingum பார்த்தாச்சு, and then multiple assignments also we have seen. So all these are possible in Python only because of the tuple concept. So we say tuples are immutable. We have all these benefits from the tuples. Okay, so when we are doing the real-time applications, when we want to pass multiple values, you can do it this way. இங்க பாருங்க, இங்க நீங்க ஒரு tuple nameல ஸ்டோர் பண்ணல, tuple பாஸ் பண்றீங்கமா, that gets stored onto different variables. Okay, அப்புறம் நீங்க இங்க சேஞ்ச் கூட பண்ணிக்கலாம் அந்த values. நீங்க tuple ஸ்டோர் பண்ணாதான் immutable இல்லையா? But you can pass them. நீ பாஸ் பண்ணும்போது ரிட்டர்ன் பண்ணும்போது it is understood as tuples, but you can receive it and you can make changes whenever you want. Okay. So and one such important concept is tuple-less argument. When I write a real-time application, if I'm not aware about the number of values that will be involved in a function, I can directly use the tuple concept here. See, the star args args is a variable name here. Okay, just use to define. Asterisk it understood that this particular parameter is of tuple type. Okay, tuple type it is going to have a collection of values. If I print args so print all is a function name. So outside the function of called, okay, function called the print of 2, 3, a 3 values will be passed. Print all of 2 1 value will be passed. Print all of 2, 3 2 values will be passed. See, every number of values pass every number of values will be accepted because it is a tuple. 2, 3, a 3 values. It is understood as tuple. Tuple is passed and it is stored in the name args. And print args என்னெல்லாம் வேல்யூ ஸ்டோர் ஆயிருக்கோ அதெல்லாம் பிரிண்ட் பண்றோம். சோ எவ்வளவு வேல்யூஸ் பாஸ் பண்ண முடியுமா இந்த ஃபங்க்ஷனுக்கு நீங்க any number of values can be passed. Okay, any number of values can be passed because it is a tuple. இது எப்படி ஜஸ்டிஃபை பண்றோம்னா நீங்க நார்மலா args கொடுக்கறாது. It is a variable and tuple, isn't it? So you should give asterisk. Okay, so the star and then the parameter name, and இப்படி ஒரு parameter கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா it is a tuple parameter. So tuple ku neenga any number of values pass panna mudiyum. So function call la neenga evlo values pass pandringo avlo values accept pannikko. It will be in the same order. See ipo parunga the flow of execution paakalam. Df is a keyword, it will be skipped off. So what is the first thing that gets executed by the interpreter? Print all function call 2, 3 and a. Idu vandu pass pandringa poda args takes the value 2, 3 and a. நீங்க இங்க ஸ்டார் கொடுக்கணும்னா args வந்து ஒரு அட்டாமிக் வேரியபிள் ஒரே ஒரு வேல்யூ தான் எடுத்துக்க முடியும். அப்படி எடுத்துக்க கூடாதுன்றதுனால தான் இங்க ஸ்டார் கொடுக்கிறோம். மீனிங் the interpreter understands it is for tuple and it accepts any number of values. Okay, so print args இவ்வளவு values print ஆகுது. So these are the benefits of tuple. Tuple as an argument, okay, I can pass any number of values. இங்க நீங்க ஸ்டார் கொடுத்து parameter கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா it understands that to be of tuple. And then multiple assignments are possible. Swapping of 2 values without using a third variable is possible. And I can return multiple values using tuple. And wherever I want the data to be maintained as such without any modifications, I will use the tuple because tuples are immutable. Now, the last concept that we are going to look at here is the differences between tuple and list. Already I've told you, I'll repeat those two differences I told you in the previous class. Okay, first one you're going to define them. Okay, first definition will be tuple. Tuple is a collection of elements, okay, of different types separated by commas and enclosed within round brackets or parentheses. Okay, when we talk about list is a collection of elements of different types separated by commas enclosed within square brackets. So where does the difference fall under? Round brackets and square brackets. Matadallame, the phrase is the same. I've used the same set of words. இங்க round brackets, இங்க square brackets இருக்கு. அத நீங்க அப்படி ஒரு simple point round bracket square bracket சொல்லாம add it with the definition so that the definition itself becomes a difference here. So that will be the first point. Okay. The second point is obviously about the mutability concept. Tuple consists of immutable objects. It is immutable. List consists of mutable objects, which means I can change the values, isn't it? So it is consisting of mutable objects, or you can just have it as simple phrase, lists are mutable. Okay. So that is done. And then tuple has a smaller memory and list has a larger memory. The explanation for this is when we talk about tuple, tuple is stored in a single block of memory. Okay, it has nothing to do with our program, but you should understand how this is being done in the back end. Okay, so tuple is stored in a single block of memory, whereas list is stored in 2 blocks of memory. Okay, அப்ப list வந்து ஒன்னு வந்து என்ன சொல்றோம் fixed size னு சொல்றோம். The other one is the variable size for storing the data. இது இப்படிதான் நீங்க square brackets round brackets கொடுக்கும்போது interpreter understands that whether it's a tuple or list. நீங்க 1 2 3 4 5 round brackets கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு single blockல ஸ்டோர் ஆகும்போது நீங்க square brackets கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா it is going to accommodate 2 blocks of memory only because it is based on the data type and the rule set. Okay. And because of this point, they say that tuple is faster. Creating a tuple is faster than creating a list. Create or values store. So that is why it is called tuple is faster than list, whereas list is slower because it involves 2 memory blocks. Okay. So then an element in a tuple cannot be removed or replaced because it is immutable. So you can again talk about the elements or data type. Okay, so they cannot be removed or replaced. Whereas here, I can remove an item, replace an item. Mutable, immutable பார்க்கும்போது நம்ம என்ன பேசுறோம்னா வந்து லிஸ்ட் வந்து நம்ம வந்து எக்ஸ்ட்ரா ஆட் பண்ண முடியுமா ஆட் பண்ண முடியாதா அப்படின்னு பார்க்குறோம். Here it is all about changing the values in the list. அப்படி ஒரு பாயிண்ட் கொடுத்துக்கலாம் வேணா. Last again it is the same point which is repeated. Here they did not put the definition. So I told about the definition. So இங்க round brackets and square brackets சொல்லிருக்காங்க லாஸ்ட் பாயிண்டா. அது ஆல்ரெடி நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பாயிண்ட்ல சொல்லிட்டேன். ஸோ நீங்க இங்க வந்து எக்ஸாம்பிள் கொடுக்கலாம் 1,2,3 in round brackets, 1, 2 and 3 in square brackets. That's it. So these are the differences between tuples and lists. Basically, பார்த்தா நம்ம சொல்லக்கூடியது வந்து மூணே பாயிண்ட் தான். First point, definition along with the round brackets, definition along with the square brackets. Tuples are immutable, lists are mutable, and tuple is going to occupy single block of memory, list is going to occupy 2 blocks of memory. That's it. And if you want, you can quote an example. If it is for a 6 mark and all those, we can ignore all these points and explain. Okay, if it is an interview question, these are the 3 points to be told. So this is all about tuples. Okay, now let me show you the list comprehension. Okay, again, list comprehension is an important interview question. So list comprehension is a precise or concise way of generating or creating a list. Okay, now let's see. So L is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I have 5 elements in the list. What is the name of the list? N. Okay, now for I in range of 0,5, for I in range of 0,5, L of I is equal to L of I plus 10. Okay, now let's see. What is range here? Range of 0,5 the value starts from 0 and stops at 4, isn't it? So what are the values inside this range? What are the values in this range 0,5? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 5 values are 0 and 4. Okay, get into the for loop. Okay, it is in shell mode. Okay, get into the for loop. L of I is equal to L of I plus 10. Focus on the right hand side. What is L of I? L is a list name. Square bracket so which is an indexing operator. I what is the first value of I, or what is the value of I in the first iteration? 0. Isn't it 0 to 4 very possible? It can take 5 values. In the first iteration, I is going to take the value 0. So L of 0 L of 0 L of 0 1. So 1 plus 10. What is the answer? 11. 11 should be stored in which place? List is mutable. So L of 0. First iteration I value 0. So L of 0 is equal to L of 0 plus 10. That is the meaning. Okay. So L of 0 is 1. 1 plus 10, 11. 11 is stored on to L of 0. In the place, 1 is replaced with 11. Okay, go back. That is a looping statement. I takes the value 1 now. Okay, second iteration, I becomes 1. So L of 1 is equal to, apply the values. L of 1 is equal to L of 1 plus 10. What is L of 1? Value at index 1, 2 plus 10, 12. 12 should be stored in which location? L of 1. L of 1 in the location 12. And 13 replace 14, 15. 5 iterations I will take from 0 to 4 and 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. If you list create this is a normal computation. Okay, so in the code this can be replaced in one single line using the code or list comprehension. Okay, so that is why it is called as precise or concise way of generating the list. If you have the list comprehension, the last line L is equal to, okay, L is equal to square brackets. L left hand side variable name. On the right hand side, you have a square bracket. Square bracket, let it be an expression or values or variables. Okay, you have the square bracket, so which means L is of type list. Okay, that is understood. Then followed by, look at the expression or code snippet inside it. X plus 10 for X in L. Focus on the right hand side for X in L. So I'm going to use a for loop. Okay, in the item in sequence. In the sequence, L in the sequence. Okay, namakku L enna you know. L L define L is equal to 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Define panitana. So for X in L na 5 iterations will be there because L I have 5 items. So X is going to take 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. I repeat, for X in L and Solomodu, எல்ல உள்ள வேல்யூஸை ஒவ்வொன்றா எடுக்க போறோம். இது நம்ம நார்மல் லாஜிக் நமக்கு தெரியும். இப்போ எப்படி லாஜிக் ஒர்க் ஆகும்னா ஃபார் லூப் பாருங்க, நீங்க நார்மலா ஃபார் லூப்க்கு கோலன் கொடுத்து நெக்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்லாம் கொடுப்பீங்க. அதெல்லாம் இங்க கிடையாது. லிஸ்ட் காம்ப்ரிஹென்ஷன்ல ஃபார் ரைட் ஹேண்ட் சைட்ல இருக்கும்போது ஆன் லெஃப்ட் ஹேண்ட் சைட்ல நம்ம லாஜிக் வைக்க போறோம். லாஜிக் என்ன இருக்கு? எக்ஸ் பிளஸ் 10. அப்போ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஐட்ரேஷன்ல எக்ஸ் உடைய வேல்யூ என்னமா? 11. 11 plus 10 21. அப்ப என்ன ஆகும்னா 21 will be the first element that will be stored onto L. Okay, 21 store ஆகுது. Then second iteration x உடைய value 12 வருதா? அப்ப லாஜிக் என்ன லெஃப்ட் ஹேண்ட் சைடு வரும். 12 plus 10 22. Then 23 24 25. இதெல்லாம் ஸ்டோர் ஆகுது. இதெல்லாம் மல்டிபிள் வேல்யூஸ் வருது. ஸ்டோர் பண்ணணும்ன்றதுனால தான் ரைட் ஹேண்ட் சைடுல ஸ்கொயர் பிராக்கெட்ஸ் இருக்கு. So 21 22 23 24 25 all these are because of the 5 iterations. இதை நான் ஸ்கொயர் பிராக்கெட்ல கொடுக்கறதுனால லிஸ்டா மாறுது. அது வந்து it is stored in L. So when I print it, I get the answer. So this is what is list comprehension. I'll just execute the code and show to you. So நான் லிஸ்ட் L இங்க கொடுத்திருக்கேன். நான் PPT ல அத கூட கொடுக்க மாட்டேன் பாருங்க. இப்ப பாருங்க, L கொடுத்துட்டு தான் இந்த லைன் கொடுத்திருக்கேன். Not necessary. I can directly have that L there. Let me show that. List comprehension simple மாத்திட்டு தான் நான் இப்ப L1 கொடுக்கிறேன். இல்ல list 1. Okay, list 1 is equal to square bracket. இதான் லாஜிக்மா. லிஸ்ட் நேம் கொடுக்குறீங்க, இங்க வந்து ஸ்கொயர் பிராக்கெட் கொடுக்குறீங்க. இப்ப என்ன பண்ண போற? லாஜிக் ஃபார் I in, okay, இப்படி கொடுக்குறேன். ஓகே, நம்ம என்ன பண்றோம்? For I in 1, 2, 3, இங்க என்ன பண்ண போறோம்னா I'm going to have the logic. Okay, I plus 1. See, have the list variable here on the right hand side, square brackets irukottum. On the right hand side, you should have the square brackets mentioning that it is of type list. Okay, dictionary comprehension is also allowed. Dictionary comprehension என்ன பண்ண போறோம்? இதே மாதிரி தான் லாஜிக். நம்ம இங்க என்ன கொடுப்போம்னா வந்து நம்ம curly braces கொடுக்க போறோம். சரியா? for I in, அப்ப for கொடுத்துட்டோம். iterations வரதுக்காக multiple values எனக்கு input வேணும் இல்லையா? அந்த இன்புட்டுக்காக தான் இந்த for loop. லாஜிக் என்ன? I plus 1 ன்னு கன்வர்ட் போறோம். So 1 2 3 4 க்கு என்ன ஆக போகுதுன்னா plus 1 ஆட் பண்ண போறோம். என்ன ஆன்சர் வரும்? 10 கொடுத்துடலாமா? ஈஸியா இருக்கட்டும். 100 கொடுக்குறேன். 1 plus 100, 2 plus 100, that should be the answer, isn't it? So let me print that and show. Print of. இதை நீங்க conditions கூட யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். நான் அதுவும் சொல்லிடுறேன். With this, I'll be stopping the session today. See, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105. எதனாலமா நான் plus 100 கொடுத்திருக்கேன். என்னோட ஆன்சர்ஸ் என்ன இங்க பாருங்க. என்னெல்லாம் இங்க இருக்குன்னு பாருங்க. என்ன இருக்கு? for I in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So first time I takes the value. இப்படி பாத்தீங்கன்னா assignment statement focus on the right hand side. Right hand side ல இங்க என்ன இருக்குன்னு பாருங்க. for loop. for I in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I takes the value 1. Iteration 1 ல இருந்து நமக்கு I is equal to 1 இருக்கா? So what is the logic? I plus 100. 1 plus 100. What is the answer? 101. 101 will be the first value or first item in list 1. Store பண்றோமா? Then second iteration 2 எடுக்குது. I is equal to 2. So 2 plus 100, 200, that gets stored. So what up? Sorry, 2 plus 100, it is 102. So 101, 102, etc. In the 5 values store பண்ணிட்டு print list கொடுக்குறோம். அவ்வளவுதான். Instead of having 6 lines code, I'm just putting it in one single line. So this is allowed. And this concept is called as list comprehension. இங்கே நான் condition கொடுக்கலாம். If ஈவன் நம்பர்ஸ்க்கு மட்டும் தான் நான் இதை ஃபைண்ட் பண்ண போறேன். ஓகேவா? இப்ப பாருங்க, இப்ப எப்படி லாஜிக் ஒர்க் ஆகும்னு சொல்றேன். ஃபார் லூப்ல ஃபார் I is equal இன்புட் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எடுக்கணும். அப்பதான் லாஜிக் பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ண முடியும். ஃபார் I in 1 2 3 4 5 னா I will take 1. அதுக்கப்புறம் கண்டிஷன் அப்ளை பண்ணிட்டு தான் நம்ம லாஜிக் உள்ள போவோம். I மோட்ல 2 equal to 0வா கிடையாது. ஈவன் நம்பர்ஸ் மட்டும் எடுத்துக்க போறோம். ஈவன் நம்பர்ஸ்க்கு மட்டும் எனக்கு ஆன்சர் வரும் பாருங்க. Because this will be for the even number லாஜிக் தானே இது. ஈவன் நம்பர்ஸ்க்கு மட்டும் நம்ம வந்து லிஸ்ட்ல இருந்து வேல்யூஸ் எடுக்க போறோம். So 102 and 104. 1 வரும்போது condition, if condition is false, so logic apply பண்ணக்கூடாது. 2 வரும்போது logic apply பண்ற. 100 plus 2 102. Then 3 வரும்போது கிடையாது. 4 வரும்போது 100 plus 4 104. 5 வரும்போது கிடையாது. So this is how we write the list comprehension. So if you have any doubts, you can post it in the chat box. Tuple comparison amma neenga a is equal to or tuple define panikonga, b is equal to or tuple define panikonga ma, a equal to b avladha. Same values irundha equal true or போறது, if not false. Why is underscore use? I already told நம்ம variable name la underscore use பண்ணலாம், function name la underscore use பண்ணிருக்கேன் அவ்வளவுதான். underscore use பண்ணலாம், min maths நீங்க combine பண்ணி கூட எழுதலாமா, it is your wish. Memory blocks, it has nothing to do with our code. Okay, just learn it as a difference alone as of now. You have something called as computer architecture where you're going to learn about the memory and all those. Okay, nothing to do with the programming. As of now, get to know that concept alone. Assignment link is posted in the chat box. Ma, look at the chat, no? Anything else, ma? Mohammed, no worries. Don't worry. We'll check that. No worries. Submit panitingal assignment. No worries. We'll check that. Darshini, I don't get your question. Tuple comparison using factorial. What is that? நீங்க ரெண்டு கம்பேர் பண்ணும்போது on either side you should have the tuple மா, relation operator is equal to யூஸ் பண்ணி பாருங்க. a is equal to b னா a லயே எனக்கு மூணு வேல்யூ வருது 1 2 3, b லயும் அதே வேல்யூஸ் இருந்தா ட்ரூ வரப்போகுது, இல்லனா ஃபால்ஸ் வரப்போகுது. சிம்பிள். நார்மலா வேல்யூ கம்பேர் பண்றீங்களா அதே மாதிரி தான். ஒரு வேல்யூக்கு பதிலா மல்டிபிள் வேல்யூஸ் கம்பேர் பண்ண போறோம். Okay, in C programming you can do swapping without temp. Yes, you can do it, but that there you have the equation, isn't it? You require three statements. Temp is equal to a is equal to b, b is equal to temp. A is equal to a plus b கொடுக்கறீங்க இல்லையா? அந்த three statements இங்க இல்லையே, ஒரு single statementல முடியுதுல்ல. That is what I was mentioning. What else, ma? In comparison, a exclamation is equal to b na, a not equal to b. Yes, ரெண்டுமே ஈக்குவலா இல்லனா, yes they are not equal இல்லையா, அப்ப true வரும் எனக்கு ஆன்சர். Yes, Mohit, I saw the program. Your program is correct, Mohit. I saw your program. I received your mail. Your program is correct. Wednesday is the deadline for submitting the assignment. Ma, please do submit the assignment. I'll have to complete the course syllabus. That is why I was a bit fast today. Tomorrow we are going to deal with dictionaries. We do have file handling, exception handling, and then modules and packages. Okay. Anything else? Thank you, students. We shall resume it tomorrow. Thank you all.